Hello everyone, this is Food is a Conversation Alumni Edition, session 67. Today I have a very young alumni who I will be able to introduce you. And this is also very great to show because you need to know that the educational programs, what Future Food organizes, is for every generation. And I had the privilege to work together or even meet in person Bernardo, who will join us very soon. He was the youngest participant of the digital bootcamp and the in-person bootcamp in Pollica last year. And this being said, it's also very important for us that when we organize our educational programs, we pay a lot of attention on diversity. And that diversity is not only of cultures and where the participants are coming from, but also of their disciplines and their age or generation. Because it doesn't matter how old you are, we all have a connection to food, at least through consumption, and the perception of every generation can be completely different about our food system. And it doesn't mean that something is right or wrong, but it means that having a conversation with different perspectives can be very eye-opening. And so while I'm waiting for him, these sessions happen once on Tuesday, once on Thursday, and normally it's a 20 to 30 minute casual conversation, but you will see. Ciao Bernardo.
Good evening.
Hi. I will just quickly finish the introduction and then we go on with your questions. So basically you can expect now a very casual conversation where I and Bernardo will exchange some thoughts about the learning journey, what we took together. And I encourage everyone to please post your questions if you have any. We will make sure that we can accommodate them. If you don't have the chance to stay with us the entire time, please don't worry because it will be posted on IGTV afterwards. And you will also find a full playlist of our previous conversations on our YouTube channel. So yeah, I think that's it, what I need to say as an admin part at the beginning. And now I would like to hand over to Bernardo. Please introduce yourself. Tell us where you are dialing in from and how did you end up on the digital bootcamp last summer?
Okay. I am Bernardo Melotti, and well, as you know, I love cooking, and I always love the food related things. And food, yes, it's a theme that I really care about. And yes, last summer I was maybe going to have a boring and normal summer. Then I discovered that my school gave the possibility to some students of my school to be part of this food sustainability bootcamp. At the beginning, I really wanted to be part of this bootcamp because you know, I love things related to food, and so it was something that I would have really liked to do. And yes, so at the beginning I think I wrote to Sarah, and then Sarah kept me in touch with you, and you started to send me a lot of timetables, a lot of things, and I was a bit worried at the beginning to be not prepared enough, but yes, then I said, well, why not? I'm trying, and I started to this journey, and yes, it was thanks to my school that I started to.
Yeah. So where is your school? You are in Bologna, right?
Yes, I'm in Bologna, and yes, I go to Liceo Malpighi. It's not a cooking school; it's I do science school, and so it was also a bit strange that my school gave to some students the opportunity to do something related to food. You know, it was something a bit strange because my school speaks about languages and science, not about food. But yes, I had this fantastic opportunity, and yes, I don't know why, but I'm extremely happy it happened.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too. And now, so it's very interesting what you said that your school focuses on languages and science. So after the boot camp and also the time what you managed to spend with the food alchemist team of the institute, do you see now the connection between the science things what you learn in school and also how our food is basically being prepared?
Oh, yes. At the beginning, I saw science and food, and I didn't. Yeah, I knew that there were some connections because I like both science and food. But I discovered that food is more similar. Food world is more. It's nearer to science than what I thought. Um, Thanks to the food lab, I really learned a lot of things. Also thanks to the mentoring sessions of the digital bootcamp. I really discovered a new world for me because it was um, incredible how much science could be near to the food world. And yes, and
Yeah.
so I discovered how the things that I do at school and that might seem boring because I think that everyone thinks that studying every day is a bit boring. And then I saw this connection to what I really like. And now I see a bit science in a different way than how I saw it before.
Interesting. So, after you spend some time with the team, are you now experimenting more with fermentation and other kind of techniques in the kitchen?
Oh, yes. I am experimenting with obviously fermentation, but not fermentation meant like Hosseini's fermentation, but in a less deep way, maybe. I really want to go deeper in the bread world in this period, and bread is based on fermentation. The yeast creates a fermentation. And so, yes, maybe I see, before I just saw the dough that was growing and that's it. Now I think what's happening inside it, what is the best way I can help the bread to grow. And so, yes, I think also these experiences also really helped me to see the things I did in a mechanical way a bit differently.
Yeah. You know, it's very interesting. We also have some of the students of your school following the boot camp right now, and the team was interviewing Forno Brisa, the bakery in Bologna. So maybe you should get in touch with them and ask what they learned. And I'm pretty sure that there was an invitation once after the lockdown is over that you guys can go over and see how they are working. But now I also have a question because that was in the summer we had a digital learning experience, and I know that with the school you already like did some digital learning before. But how can you describe that 4 weeks? What were the sessions or the exercises what you liked the most? What were the main learnings what you took away?
The bigger learning, uh, well, at the beginning, I was not organized at all. Uh, so, yeah, I started also to be a bit more organized. It doesn't happen very often to a student like me to have to work and to speak with adults all the day and to develop ideas with them. So yes, I think I developed also a bit a sort of teamwork with the other people of the groups. And this really helped me now at the school because in school we sometimes we do some works in groups, and I think this helped me because it's not easy. Also, if it seems easier, it's not easy to work in a small group of people and to develop ideas with them. And yes, then another things I think I will never forget about is the mentoring session with Jose. this was really inspiring. I learned a lot of things, and he gave me also some advices on my future study program. And so, yes, I think this is something that had really influenced my future. And yes, I also had a different sense of possible. I don't know how to say it.
Okay. No, you said it. I think I understand. Yes.
Yeah, it often happened to me to say, well, this is impossible to realize. It happened to me sometimes to think about, a strange idea. It's difficult to realize, it's impossible. And after the digital bootcamp, I think that I started to see things a bit like if there were a bit more possible. So yes, I think it increased my sense of possible. I don't know if I explained.
It makes complete sense. Do you think this has something to do with the hackathon, the final act of the bootcamp?
As you know, I love hackathons, and yes, great. The larger amount of things I learned, I think I learned them from the hackathon, because obviously all the lessons were inspiring and useful, but I think that the hackathon gave me the time to speak and to yes, develop ideas with other people, and this was extremely useful, and those people helped me to understand that things are more possible than what I thought before. The realizing thing is possible, yes.
Yeah. So do you still remember what was the challenge and the solution what you came up with during the hackathon?
Sorry, I didn't understood the question.
No problem. Do you still remember what were you working on for the hackathon? What the solution was, what you presented?
Yes, of course. We worked on a platform that keep in touch, that was a connection between the producers of products and the restaurant owners. Why? Because this helps to avoid the middleman passage, and so it helps the restaurant owner to have fresher food, because obviously there isn't the middleman between, and so it's a faster passage of the food between the first and the second. And then it also helps to avoid the discard of food that looks bad, maybe. So, there are some food that are not perfect, that grow in a different way. This platform should help people that come from restaurants to buy things that are extremely good, also if they don't look good. But with technology nowadays, you can make everything look good. So unfortunately, there are some processes that discard things that haven't the normal shape. But yes, I think this project helped people to embrace imperfections.
Definitely. So then after the digital bootcamp, you also had the chance to join us in Pollica for a 1 week in-person bootcamp. So tell me, how was that experience? Because yes, we have a very similar structure and we have the same principles for both, but it was definitely a different experience. So tell me a bit about it.
Yeah, the Pollica Bootcamp was incredible. I think it was one of the best experiences of my life, because it was not just the lessons. The lessons were amazing, and it was, yes, all fantastic. But the things that made the Pollica Bootcamp different from the Hackathon online was the people I could talk with between one lesson and another. And so, yeah, I think I spent more time on the first hackathon than on the second. But I knew the people of the second hackathon really better than the people of the first hackathon. Because the time we spent together, we spent time together, and this was unique. Also because, you know, for me, it's not easy to find people with my same interests at my age, and it's quite rare to find someone that, you know, loves cooking and yeah, have my same interests in my school, that is a science school. And so it was fantastic to stay in a group of people those people were similar to me, and I thought being part of a group, also if I was younger, they started to speak with me, started to discuss about some topics maybe with me, as if I had their age. And yes, I felt included and part of a group. That it doesn't happen often to me because I usually feel out of my element. I don't know how. So it made a difference. The people that I could know really well and that were similar to me.
I understand. It likes the belonging is a good feeling, definitely. And
Yeah,
do you think that the boot camp, because I think it's very important, especially about food, because yes, maybe not everyone loves cooking or is so interested in how you can, you know, make the dough rise better. But we all consume food, right? Because it is essential to our life. Do you think that during the boot camp, you got some tools or the courage to also talk about this with people who might not be so interested? So did you share some of your experience with your fellow students, for example?
yeah, it was helpful because you know, Pollica Bootcamp was not just about cooking, but it was a bit a larger topic that embraced cooking, but also production, but also sustainability, but also the foraging experience we did, for example. So all these things were part of a bigger world, and so it was easier to start speaking with people about something, because obviously it was not just cooking, but it was sustainability. Also, just how was Pollica. It was nice to talk about this. It was not just what we did. Then I think I started to speak with my science teacher, and yes, I sort of presented her what we did, and so yes, I think it really helped me to after that to start speaking about what I do to other people.
Interesting. So tell me so you are still in high school, right? What are your plans for the future? And how did maybe this experience influence you taking a certain path? So what will be the next step of Bernardo?
Yes, in my future, I would like, you know, to explore the world of food science as I did. Yeah, I would like to study this topic, and after that, I would like to to go to a cooking school. I would like to learn how to cook and to learn the science behind food, so I can mix these things together. So if I deeply learn the science behind food and I deeply learn the cooking techniques, I think that mixing those techniques together would be really nice. After that, I would like to start learning in a restaurant. I'm a huge fan, for example, of Massimo Bottura, so I would love to go in different restaurants to know people, to know chefs that they might inspire me, they might tell me something important for my future, and then I would like to, you know, maybe open a restaurant that embraces food sustainability and based on biodiversity.
Wow,
So I would,
very interesting.
yes, I would not just like it to be a restaurant, but I would like it to, embrace different types of ingredients.
Very nice. So it will be also a place where people can learn more about biodiversity and all these elements of the food system.
Yes, of course. And yes, and I would like, I don't think I will stay there to explain them every single ingredient, but it would be interesting to make them know how can going out from your comfort zone, maybe from your usual bread, the same type of tomato that you buy since the 2019, I don't know, but to go out from your comfort zone and to buy maybe used ingredient, it should maybe inspire them to try new things. Because I think one problem here in Italy more than everywhere is to be always too much attached to what we used to do.
Mm-hmm.
We should stop saying, I used to do that and so I continue to do that. We should say, we used to do that and so we have to try something else. So yes, I think in my restaurant there will be different ingredients, not just the same type, but yes, I think I will use biodiversity well, I don't know how to say it, so that people will have the chance to know what the world can give them.
That's amazing. I think you explained it completely well. And this is not only in Italy, believe me, there are other parts of the world and other generations who like to do what they used to do, and they are not necessarily open for those new ideas or experiments. But when they try, they always admit that it was actually good. But it's baby steps, right? We need to show them what could be the benefit of making those or getting out of their comfort zone. So this leads me to my final question, what I ask from everyone on this on these alumni sessions, and that's if you could be please. So if you could please explain, how do you imagine your future, your food future?
Okay, so the future of food in general, right?
Yes.
Like a future, yes, like the thing I said before, where biodiversity is the base of everything, because it's a thing that I really care about, because for me it's something that is extremely bad to think that some food that I haven't already tried should die before me to have the chance of eating them, so I think, yes, you have to try the larger amount of different ingredients possible, also for a health factor, because eating all the same things every day, every time, keeps you always eating the same nutrients, and also you don't have in your mind you don't want to change. It means that you don't want to change, you don't want to make different things, and so it's also bad to know that people never go out from their comfort food, their usual bread. Like, I imagine a future where bread is not just white matter without flavor, without nutrition, without also a flavor made up with flours that are just white powder without nutrients. Imagine a future where bread is, I use bread as an example because it's always easy to make examples with bread because everyone knows bread. Imagine a future where bread is not just, yes, the same, but it's something made up with maybe several types of flours, that they are deep brown, flavorful. This future will help people to yes, they will help them to eat more nutritious food, obviously, but also to know new things. And so it should be really helpful for, in my opinion, that people start to try new things, because if we keep always the same habits, how should you pretend to change your life? I mean, if you keep always eating the same food, how could you change something you don't like of yourself, or of your work? If you don't start from what you eat, if you don't start from changing what you eat, you can't change yourself. I don't know if I explained.
Yes, Bernardo, these were wonderful final words. You express yourself completely well. And now, you know what I would like to see in my future? Once you open your restaurant, then maybe you can have this tagline where you feel where bread is not just a white matter without nutrition. I think this is a very great tagline to explain what you would like to achieve or what you are trying to show to people. So Bernardo, I'm so happy that I could have you on this session and we could reconnect. I hope we will see each other very soon again. And for the audience, if you didn't manage to listen to the conversation from the beginning, don't worry, because I will post it right now on IGTV, so you will be able to watch it along with the other 66 conversations we had already. And this week we have an exception. The next conversation will be already tomorrow afternoon. So stay tuned, 2:30 p.m. Central European Time. We will have another alumni dialing in from India. So Bernardo, thank you again. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Have you too.
Bye.
Bye.